So thank you guys so much for coming tonight. Thank you for your patience in doing this and dealing with all these, technical things. And I'm hoping that tonight you'll take some notes and maybe even have your phone in front of you so you can look back at messages that you have sent, customers, potentials, and so on, as we talk about your language and how you are using that in order to build your business and build your customers. And I need everybody muted. Okay. All right, I'm going to start by sharing my screen here. See if I can get my PowerPoint going. If you could please make sure you are muted, that would be fantastic. Okay. Well, let's start at the beginning. All right, so I want you to think about the next few phrases that I use and how does this sound to you? Seriously, no pressure at all, but I'd like to share with you about something I've learned with Plexus. I just wondered if I could share with you that we're having a sale this weekend. I know you are probably sick about hearing about Plexus, but I have to tell you how much it's changed my life. Every single one of those phrases moves someone towards an emotion that you don't want them to have. Annoyance. Oh yeah, I'm a little sick of hearing about Plexus. No pressure at all. Usually people immediately start feeling the opposite. Now they are feeling pressured. And I just wondered if I could share with you. That sounds like you are not very confident. So one of the things that we have got to learn in our business is to take pride in what you are doing. If you are the CEO of your Plexus business, then you need to take pride in that. And the CEO does not apologize for the words that he says or she says, for the decisions they make, and for offering the opportunity, offering a job to somebody. They don't apologize for that. So coming across in such a way that you are taking pride in what you're doing comes through in your language. So you are either turning people off or turning people on and being interested in what you are doing. Okay, so one of the things that we find over and over as leaders in Plexus is that pride and fear make people apologetic about offering amazing products, about offering an amazing opportunity. And that pride and that fear, by making people apologetic about making your language sound apologetic, turns people off. So it can be very simple to change your conversation, to change the words that you say. And I see this, you guys, even in your Facebook posts sometimes. There is an apology being made for having made a post, and that should not be the case. Okay, let's go to our first don't do. All right, 3 phrases you have got to avoid. I think, and I feel. By using these phrases, you have immediately put doubt in your potential. You have reduced your credibility. You have reduced your value. And you guys, this is attraction marketing. This is friendship marketing. This is relationship marketing. You must have and you guys, the world values you as much as you value yourself. If you see yourself as a CEO, if you see yourself as being a valuable Plexus ambassador, the world will see you as that way as well. So here's some examples. I'm just checking in to see how you're doing with your Plexus products. You're apologizing for following up with somebody, your customer. I just want you to know that we have a sale this weekend. That's not attractive at all. I just called because I have to tell you about an opportunity. I just wondered if you might like to try Plexus. I mean, If somebody comes to me and says something like that to me, I immediately feel turned off, like I'm going to say no. Like there's this huge opening, this huge expectation that they are expecting me to say no. Or I feel like this might be right for you. Or I think that this is what you should order. Very, very simple to just change those kinds of words. So look back at your messages. Are you saying this? Is this what you're using when you're following up with potentials and with your customers and wholesale ambassadors? It's easy to change if you are. You should not be apologizing for this incredible opportunity. There is nothing else like this right now on the planet. If you have not yet seen Whitney Ward's video on how she researched Plexus and why she chose Plexus after being very successful in a different network marketing company, you should. She talks about the 4 different bases for compensation. Excuse me. And she talks about how Plexus doesn't fall into any of that because it's so incredibly unique. Sorry, guys. Okay, weak words. I think the triplex will be best. Does that sound okay? And I left my question mark off there somehow. I think the triplex is what you should choose. Don't you think? And you really like Slim, didn't you? You sound like you're not really sure about yourself and you're not very confident. Again, this is another example of being apologetic. It creates doubt and a sense that you don't know what you're talking about. Why would they join or purchase from someone who isn't confident about what they are selling? You guys, you must come across with courage and with confidence. All right, next one. All right, there's 2 different types here when you're talking about using the word actually. The first one is you are unintentionally deceptive. So this is a situation where you are starting a conversation with someone, maybe asking them a question about their kids, asking them within a question about, I don't know, whatever in their life, but actually your entire focus is to ask them about Plexus. It should be completely 2 separate conversations, 2 separate messages. So if you're talking, hey, I really like the picture of your kid that you posted. Is that a professional picture? And they say yes or no, and then you come back with, I really love it, and actually I have a question for you. We're running a special in Plexus this weekend. Are you interested? It is deceptive. It's not authentic. And remember, again, this is attraction and relationship marketing. If you're going to build a relationship with someone, then do that separately than when you're talking about Plexus. You can still talk to somebody about Plexus and tell them about the sale, but you got to make it separate. If your intention, you got to always be up front. That's one of the things that gives salespeople really bad names, is when we go and we're really deceptive about why there's a meeting, inviting someone over for dinner or whatever. I straight up say, I want to buy you a cup of coffee because I think you'd be amazing at Plexus, and I want to sit it down and show you why. They can say yes or no, but I'm not apologetic for sharing an opportunity with them. And I would hope that if someone was doing that with me, I would feel grateful that they said up front, I avoided network marketing for 2 decades because of somebody who was deceptive in getting us to come to their house and sit down and tell us about an opportunity. If they had straight up told me exactly what I had said but replaced their company there, I probably would still have gone, and I would not have gone with and left with resentment. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so I actually wanted to tell you, avoid that type of phrase. The surprised opinion, actually. This sounds like you're surprised that you can think. When you say to somebody, well, actually, I disagree, or actually, I agree, it's like, I don't know, it gives a sense of not being confident, again, in your own opinions and in your own thoughts about your products and about your compensation plan and about yourself. It's obviously okay to have an opinion, you guys. You don't have to be apologetic for having an opinion. And your opinion should be that you are the best ambassador in the world for Plexus. And you have the best opportunity out there. If you feel that way about yourself, people will be attracted to you and your business. I promise. All right. Next, killer qualifiers and questions. Oh, this is except for just. This one is the biggest issue I see over and over and over and over and over again. I'm no expert at this, but I know you were short on cash, but we have a sale going on. You guys, you cannot use the word but like this. It stops people in their tracks. It undermines your expertise in plexus. And do you see the beginning? Okay, so I'll give you an example. When I was teaching last year, the kids had to do, they could choose absolutely anything on the planet to research. Whatever they were interested in. It could be a hobby. It could be what they want to do with their future. It could be a political position, whatever they wanted to. And then they had to give a 5-minute overview teaching the class about the thing they're passionate about. And I cannot tell you the number of kids that would come up and say, I know you're really tired of hearing everybody already, but I wanted to tell you about this. Well, what does that have? I even heard, I know you're all thinking about lunch, but I have to tell my presentation, so here we go. Well, now what is everybody thinking about? Lunch. And what was everybody thinking about before? That they don't want to hear this. Or they would say something like, I know you all think this is boring, but I really like this. Well, immediately they've put in everybody's head that this is going to be boring. Go in with the expectation that this person is going to purchase, join, and is absolutely thrilled to hear what you're about to talk about. Don't use the big but. Okay, incoherence and incompetence. When you say, does that make sense? Now, we don't usually mean it this way, but it actually can make some people feel as if you don't think they're competent to understand you. So be careful when you use that. Usually what you mean is that you don't feel like you're being very coherent. So you know what? Be coherent and be understandable. And be confident in what you're saying. All right, so those are a couple more you can kind of avoid. All right, next. Now let's talk about what we do. And this is why you're really on this call, right? To know how to use this language to your advantage. Use language. You guys, let's go back to the basics. Spell people's name correctly. When you are messaging them, or if you are talking to them and you're not sure, and you're not sure of pronunciation, ask them. And when you are typing a message, if somebody spells my name wrong and doesn't correct it, because obviously with my name, Aaron, they can't come up on like voice text, A-R-O-N, it just bugs a little bit. So when you need the most important and beautiful sound to a human being is the sound of their name. It is their name. So you must use it correctly. This is so simple, but so important. When you are voice texting, when you're putting the message, obviously you need to smile, but if you're voice texting, make sure you correct it first before you send it. Nobody wants to read all kinds of bizarre things that your iPhone comes up with when you're voice texting. So make sure you correct those, okay? Use correct grammar. Now, you do not have to be perfect at this. Nobody expects you to be writing an essay on Facebook. In fact, if you are writing an essay, they're probably not going to read it. So, but you do have to use decent, commas and periods and things like that. You really do. Otherwise, it's one big, long, run-on sentence, and you don't make any sense whatsoever, and you don't sound professional at all. Now, what do I mean by be relatably professional? Now, this is, most of you probably don't do this, but I wanted to touch on it a little bit. On Facebook, on social media, nobody expects you to use big words, to use, Latin, medical terms or anything like that. But you do, so you need to be relatable. When you move into the mode of trying to show someone that you're really smart about this, if you are doing something that is unauthentic, it's inauthentic, that is going to turn somebody off. So be relatably professional. You're professional in the sense that you're confident in who you are, you're confident in what you're doing, you're confident in this business, you're confident in plexus. but you are relatable, you are approachable, you are someone that they want to work with. Because in the end, you guys, you are not selling Plexus and you are not selling a compensation plan. You are selling you. So you've got to keep that in mind when you are talking to people. Okay, next one. All right, your goal, your basic goal with everybody when it comes to your potentials is that you are conveying to them, I know who you are, that's the compassionate part. I know how to solve your problem. That's the courage part. That's the confident part. So I know who you are. How do you do that? You ask questions, right? What are your health goals with Plexus? What do you hope, or I'm sorry, not hope. What do you want Plexus to accomplish for you in your health goals or you in your financial goals? I actually think we should avoid the word hope because it sounds like there's a little bit of doubt. And I know we're hope dealers, and that's absolutely true. But in a conversation, when you want to be confident, you're confident already that whatever their issue is, Plexus most likely can improve in some way, whether it's community and friendship, whether it's personal development and growth, whether it's financial, or if it's health. Plexus can do something for them. So when you kind of eliminate that hope, what do you hope Plexus will do for you? And just say something like, I have it written down here. What can Plexus, or what can Plexus products or business help you accomplish? That wording, I think, is really, really imperative to understanding what their health goals are, because that immediately makes somebody move from what you're telling them to them selling themselves on the products. So if they have any kind of basic understanding of Plexus as you've talked to them, and maybe you've asked them, what keeps you from feeling 100%? Or what keeps you from doing the things you're passionate about with your family? What kind of income problems do you have, or whatever? When you move from asking the question, what do you hope Plexus products or business can help you with, to what can Plexus products, what can the Plexus business help you accomplish, with that word, immediately it just changes their entire tone. Because in the end, you want to give enough information, but not vomit Plexus, but give enough information that they believe, and they go into taking the products expecting great results. It doesn't mean that you are promising the world to them. It doesn't mean that you're saying they're going to heal or prevent. Please do not ever do that, cure, or anything like that. But it does mean, you guys all know how important mindset is. If somebody goes in expecting the triplex to help them feel better, chances are the triplex is going to help them feel better. Chances are that they're going to push through any kind of detox symptoms because they're expecting good results. And you have put that expectation there by asking with the word accomplish. I think that's really important. Okay, I got to look at my notes, make sure I don't miss anything. All right, not only is asking questions imperative to doing business, but it's imperative to your authenticity as a Plexus ambassador. It builds trust. You are recommending the products that are best for them, not for you. Case in point, there have been people who I do not think need everything I need. And I'm very specific, even if it doesn't mean getting a 50 PV ambassador this month, that I am only recommending exactly what I think they need. That is about me having integrity and having authenticity in my business, knowing they cannot afford the Fab 4 or whatever it is, and talking specifically about what they need, whether it gets me to a goal or not. Does that make sense, you guys? You have got, I just did one of those, didn't I? Of course it makes sense. You do this. You do this for others. You will, if you are greedy in Plexus, you're not going to go anywhere. I mean, you're going to eventually get frustrated, and you're going to, fade away, because you can't be. Our community and our culture it thrives on authenticity, real goals, real relationships, real people, and not on wanting to get to a certain point and doing, the rat race to get there. Just, we're not like that. Okay. Let's talk about, I know how to solve your problem. This is, your goal really is to communicate our opportunity fearlessly. And if you have courage and you feel confident in the products, in yourself, in the company, in the compensation plan, in network marketing, then you will help people reach their goals, which of course, by doing this unselfishly, helps you be successful as well. You will be able to communicate to people fearlessly, without fear. And you know what? Let's just say you're a brand new ambassador and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm nowhere near this. Of course you can say this. You're a jewel, blah, blah, blah. You're right. To a certain extent, this comes from practice. Like, there is no jewel that gets to be a jewel because they didn't push past fear. There's nobody who stayed in their comfort zone, in their little box, and is a jewel. It just doesn't happen. You have to push past the fear. So fake it till you make it. You're like, well, Erin, you just talked about authenticity. What do you mean? You guys, it's the same type of thing where, like, you're with your kids and maybe it's a scary situation or something and you don't want to freak them out and you're calm, cool, and collected. It's the same type of thing. You borrow the belief and the confidence of your upline, or you say something that, like, if you can't answer all the questions, tell them, I will get you the best answer. Let me get back to you. And that's when you go to your upline for help or so on. That gives people third-party validation. That's when awesome three-way messaging you can do on Facebook with that. And it gives them confidence that you are in this and you're going to find the answers for them. Amber did that for me over and over again. And she wasn't even, like, hardly in this at all. I was her very first ambassador. And she was going, I don't know the answer. I got to find out. And so she'd go do it. Okay. And that made me believe in her more, trust her. This does not mean you are aggressive at all. You have, when you marry these two, let me find out what you need. Let me give you the answer. Those two things married together, you're going to be perfectly fine. Okay, more on what to say. So I put in blue here just some of the phrases that you can use and make sure you are using as you are, talking to people. I am confident you will feel so much better on the triplex. So I am convinced you will kick those monsters to the curb with edge. Your joints will love Mega X. I know you will love this deal. So this, I'm confident, I'm convinced, will, and I know, using those type of phrases. And really, even if you're so tempted to say the word just, or say the word the phrase I think, just chop it out. Chop out think, chop out, and put in no. Get rid of the word just completely, and the sentence will probably do fine without it. Same with the word but. So it's very easy to look at your message before you send it to someone and make sure that you are coming from a point of strength. And what happens is you do this over and over is you get to the point where you don't have to look anymore because those words are no longer in your vocabulary. Those phrases, when you're talking about plexus, they're gone because you have confidence and courage and boldness. One of the things you can do to check yourself, and you can even do this looking back at your messages and stuff tonight, is ask yourself, will they, put in their name, will Sarah feel more confident after my conversation? After this message, will Joe want to join me? And just asking, oh my goodness gracious. I have 10 minutes, guys. I don't know what happened to my account. It disappeared. I'm going to have to call him again. Okay, let's move to the next one. Hurry. Follow-up language. Show your value to people. You guys, again, the world values you based upon how much you value yourself. So how do you do this? Give short stories on how you have helped your customers and ambassadors. already. Oh my gosh, I've got to tell you what just happened to this customer on my team, whether it relates to them or not. If you don't have anybody yet, use your upline, use your sidelines. Hey, this is a girl that just was on my team and blah, 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 and this is what happened. It just builds confidence that you are in this and that you know how to help people. And, you know, even telling your upline stories can build confidence in the support they will have when they join you too. What I would do is 3 things. Explain how that person was before in 1 sentence. Explain what you suggested, triplex, edge, whatever it was, or what your upline suggested, what they were taking, and then the results they've achieved since. So those 3 things in just, I mean, you can be easily done in 2 to 4 sentences to build belief in you and your business. Okay. You can do the same thing with shortening long testimonies. You know those really long testimonies you see in, like, you know, the groups and stuff where everybody wants to tell you, you know, how it all started when they were 5 and then now they're 55. Okay, you can even shorten those too. Okay, you could use something else. I knew you'd be encouraged by, with discounts, you always use like, hey, you will have this kind of savings, or you will save this amount by joining this weekend. Speak in terms of if I will you. So if you've got a video you really want somebody to listen to, you can say, if I send you this video about this gal who has, you know, I don't know, chronic condition, will you watch it? And if they say yes, say, think you can watch it by tonight or tomorrow night or whatever, they'll probably say yes. So send it to them and then follow up. What do you think? What was your favorite part? That kind of thing. Make sure they've watched it. Make sure they're engaged. Lets them know you're there for accountability purposes and things like that. So it just does a lot of things to help that relationship along. Last thing, urgency. So whenever I have somebody that I really, really, really want to talk to on the phone who's a potential, you know what I do? I say, I have 15 minutes before I have to go put the kids to bed. I'm going to call you right now. Then they know that I'm not going to keep them on for an hour trying to get them to sign up or some craziness like that. I would never do that. But they know it. I've got 15 minutes. My time is important. Your time is important. Let's talk really, really quick. Okay. And then you can also do something like, if we have a promo, I really think it's important to message all of your potentials with the promo the very first day of the promo. And then the last day of the promo, if they have not taken you up on it, you send them a message that says, remember, you have 3 hours to use our promo code. I don't want you to miss out on this deal, or whatever. Okay, last one. We have 5 minutes. Okay, closing the deal. I don't like having time limits. All right, this one I don't have a lot to say on. I wanted to just put you up. Put the words up here for you to actually see. This is one of the most difficult things I think people go through, is how to close the deal. And this, I'm hoping, will kind of help you guys use, first of all, you get people in front of your face, either on Zoom or buying them a cup of coffee, whatever, as much as you can. Or on the phone, in front of your face is most important. On the phone is second. And then obviously texting and Facebook messaging is third, Instagram messaging. So if you've got somebody who's been on the fence, if there's one thing I could answer or do for you right now, what would help you, that would help you make your decision, what would it be? And you never know what they might say. I was not a real big thinking that little individual promo codes worked until someone offered a promo code to me. A promo code to me with a different business, and I was like all over it. So anyway, I do think those little things, like if free shipping, if you offer free shipping or something like that, or if they say, well, I'm waiting for a deal. All right, let's get you feeling better immediately. Do you have your credit card ready? I'll walk you through it. You will feel so much better on the triplex. If we get you started today, you'll be able to start Monday. Do you have your credit card ready? Helping them walk through it, especially with our glitches. It's really important right now, guys, to help people get through it. Let's get you the support you need to stay consistent. Joining with knowledgeable ambassadors will do just that. You guys, that's a huge plus for wholesale people is to have that access to the team pages and have the access to knowledgeable building belief. You guys, I would never have tried ProBio 5 if I didn't see all the people talking about triplex and how much they loved it on the team pages. Offering a limited time offer, doing a call with a third-party validation. I think that's super important. Pay for coffee, meet up, talk to them about the products, bring a catalog, bring your little welcome kit, postcard, something like that. Okay, that is it. That is all I've got. I could go into so much more, but I just felt like this was the nitty-gritty. This was the best we could, as much as I could get through as fast as possible. So I'm going to stop recording.